Okay, this is not sounding safe. It's actually all the comics. This is their first time in this room. Without further ado, give it up for the wonderful William Wheeler, everybody.
Yo, everyone, how are we doing tonight? No, fuck that. We need more. Ladies and gentlemen, how the fuck are we doing tonight? I guess technically it's still daylight outside, so it's not nighttime. Good job for that was a test. You passed it. You all passed it. But we're gonna be better today than we were yesterday. I just learned the difference between daytime and nighttime. Fuck yeah. All right. Now before I get into my jokes, I gotta address one thing. This ponytail. Yes, I realize the looser this ponytail gets, the more I look like a soldier from 1776. Okay. I'm very much conscious of this. The looser this ponytail gets, the more it looks like I care about taxation without representation. Ooh, don't even get me started on tea. Fucking hate tea. I'm an American, throw that shit in the water, you know what I'm saying? Okay, a couple people went to history class, I like that. Okay, I like that. I'm not gonna lie, every time I read or hear about the Boston Tea Party, my maybe autistic brain always thinks, was that part of the water where the tea went into, did it taste really good? Yeah, I can't help but someone went in there and went, this blue tastes so green. And then, I'm glad I set the tone for the rest of the set. Don't expect a lot from this, okay? In terms of intellectual enlightenment, no. If you want enlightenment from me, I'm gonna give you a flashlight, okay? That's the level of jokes we're gonna deal with tonight. Now, for me anyway. Now, since we have a couple of history fans, I gotta ask this question. Do you think when somebody steals a Tesla, it's then called an Edison? Yes! Yes! It worked! Everyone knows history, fuck yeah. All right, now, since we're on the history subject, now when I take this ponytail off, now I know I look like Jesus that drinks IPAs, okay? If I'm in Russia, Jesus gets flipped to Rasputin. I'll be like, "Das Madonna, comrade." You know what I mean? You know? If I had my dream job in life, it would be a spy. You know, because I could do accents, I could flip around. I will do commercials for Coke and Pepsi. I will do whatever it takes. One of my friends asked me, "William, would you suck a dick for $1 billion?" And I said, without hesitation, bro. You've only known what I've done for a Klondike bar, you know? I love, I love that Emery's running this. I love that I'm the only dude on the whole lineup because when all the comics were gathered around and we were kind of cuddling earlier, someone was like, "Hey ladies," and then all of us simultaneously went, "Yo, what's up?" I love my long hair. Ooh, I love this. You know, and frankly, honestly, if you haven't figured it out by now, I am an Uber driver. So when I'm not driving weirdos around, and nice people, if anyone Ubered here, give us all your tips. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, well, I also model for artists. And I hear how that sounds every time it comes out of my mouth. It sounds so posh. It sounds like, "Ooh, I can't hang out with you today. I'm modeling today." And when I originally wrote this joke, I wrote this joke as, I want to be like that guy that everyone knows but nobody knows. Like the guy that walks around Albuquerque with the leathery skin and the little booty shorts. Everyone knows that guy, but no one knows that guy. But I have yet to be whoa, no one knows this guy. Does somebody in this room know that man's name? Does someone know that guy's name? Nobody? Whoa! This is the first time this joke actually worked in the way I wrote it. Because that guy's name's Don Schrader. Usually, okay, now I'm fucking my own joke, but you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows that guy, but no one knows that guy. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's her name, man? Frankie, nice to meet you, Frankie. I'm gonna go on with the rest of my set now. All right. You're gonna be my anchor, Frankie, okay? I might switch over here because I'm trying to battle my anxiety right now, okay? All right, I did, aside from comedy, I had to go do non-comic things with other comics, so I went to the Grand Canyon with a buddy of mine, and first time in my life I ever went to the Grand Canyon. And when I first walked up to it, I was like, my brain literally couldn't comprehend what I was looking at. I was like, man, this is the coolest fucking hole I've ever seen in my life, you know? Literally, I thought it was like an LED screen. Now I'm like, no, this is like real. And then we took a helicopter over the south rim of the canyon, and I'm like, whoa, this fucking, if we fell out of here, we'd be fucking dead, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, man, what if Macho Man Randy Savage was here? What if Macho Man Randy Savage saw the Grand Canyon? He's like, oh yeah, this is complete geographical erosion. Oh yeah, dig it. No one dug it. Erosion dug it. Hogan, this Sunday at Clash of the Canyon, I'm gonna teach you all about the 12 mammals that are in the canyon, the 5 amphibians that are in the canyon, the 3 fish that are in the canyon. Hogan, yeah, dig it. 12 mammals, 5 amphibians, 3 fish, 1 ring. Oh yeah, dig it! Hulk Hogan, you're a single grain of sand in the Sahara Desert. And I am the entire desert! I'll be dropping an elbow from heaven almighty, 5,000 feet plus from the top of the canyon on you. There's nothing that leg drop can do to me here in this ecosystem. Oh yeah. End scene. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I can't do Macho Man all day. Unless you give me a Klondike bar. I'll do Macho Man all day if you give me a Klondike bar. All right, Mother's Day's around the corner, and that's only relevant because I have a roommate with a dead mom, okay? And that's only relevant, you know, we're gonna inception this joke, okay? And that sentence is only relevant because one day I had to go into a room for something or another, and I came across this little wooden box, and I didn't know what it was. I picked it up, I was like, hey Carla, what's this thing? And she was like, oh, that's my dead mom's ashes. And this is how you know you're really good friends with somebody. Because without missing a beat, I was like, hey Carla, look, your mom's having a seizure. We became the closest of friends that day. Oh, it was the best. And speaking of moms, I love a well-placed your mom joke, you know? It's kind of like, there's nothing sweeter than it might be childish to drop your mom joke, but there's nothing sweeter than a well-placed your mom joke because it's like an RKO, it just comes out of nowhere. You never know when it's gonna hit you, right? But of all the people I need to stop telling your mom jokes to is my dad. I really need to stop telling your mom jokes to my dad. Do you wanna know why? Frankie, do you wanna know why? Do you wanna know why, Frankie? Because my grandma died, it just doesn't make sense anymore, okay? All right. That joke received the amount of laughs it deserved. Congratulations, you passed go. You collected $200 if you were playing Monopoly. Awesome. Cool. All right, now, when I was physically, as you can see, I physically write out my jokes, okay? This is my brain poop from the last 2 years. I physically write out my jokes because it helps me remember them. But you know, sometimes my pen is being an asshole. You know what you call a pen as being a fucking asshole? You're like, hey, you fucking Bic. You see, I'm a nerd about pens, and like truly. I use fountain pens, I get converters so I can choose like the exact shade of color of ink that I want, and that's like important to me because I collect autographs. And I would love one day to teach a class on autographs, I would 20 years just to say this one line on teaching autographs. Hey, write this down. Now, I go across the country to Comic-Cons collecting autographs. Because obviously I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've met Ric Flair, I've met Jake the Snake Roberts, I've met Sting, I've met a whole bunch of wrestlers and actors. And one time at a Comic-Con, I saw Iron Mike Tyson, right? I saw Iron Mike Tyson, and just like everyone else, he was taking pictures, he was giving autographs, but for an extra $5, he would punch you in the face. That's right. Iron Mike Tyson could punch you in the face for a mere $5. And there was a few people that were kind of like nervous for good reason, but he was like, don't worry, just a jab, you know? And I had to stand back. I saw this whole line of people waiting to get punched in the face by Mike Tyson. I was like, wow, that's a literal punchline. Yeah, it's still a punchline, fucking crazy. All right, now, I'm writing an autobiography on my life. Again, my name is William Wheeler, so the name of the autobiography is going to be called Hot Wheels, the William Wheeler story. Chapter 1 is going to be about my love of martial arts. I love martial arts for 3 reasons, because it's made me faster, stronger, and frankly, gives me the opportunity to beat up little kids. Yeah. And let me tell you, if you've always wanted to beat up a little kid and you've never done it before, oh man, it's easy. You barely raise your knee, boom, they're down. Oh man. And let's be honest, in this political climate today, that's going to be the closest we can get to abortions. Okay? I believe in earning your black belt. Kumite, Travis, you're going to get it today. Yep. Chapter 2, which y'all are gonna like, military table. I want to first thank you for your service, for doing the military thing. Are you still doing the military thing? Yeah. Fuck yeah. How long have you been in the military? Tell me.
A little over a year.
A little over a year? Okay, cool. Nice. Awesome. I did 5 years in the Navy on a U.S. Submarine. Obviously, I don't know why I said U.S. submarine. That was kind of irrelevant, you know. That would have been weird if I said Russian submarine, you know. And my accent was a little too good earlier, you know. Dos badanya comrade. You know what I'm saying? That would have been weird. But no, I was a sonar tech on a submarine in Norfolk, Virginia. And, you know, in all my travels, I went to a lot of cool places, I met a lot of cool people, and I did a lot of super secret squirrel spy shit. Never killed anyone. But, no, I didn't shoot anyone on Central. I saw that look you were giving me. When I got out of the Navy, I convinced someone to have an abortion, so I have at least 1 confirmed kill. And because I love submarines with all my heart, like World War II submarines, I tattooed a little baby fetus on my shoulder right here. And you know what's crazy about that? It wasn't even my baby. It was just a random lady I met on the street, and I convinced her to have an abortion. Because at the time I was selling solar panels, and I'm like, man, if I could sell solar panels, I can convince someone to have an abortion easy, you know what I'm saying? If anyone sold solar panels in here, you know what I'm saying. All right. One time, I did have an abortion that was my baby, and like me and Herbert were like, we don't want to just outright tell the family that we're gonna have an abortion, but can you convince the doctor to like make it happen? So I went up to the doctor and I was like, I handed him a couple stacks. I'm like, hey man, can you mafia this little motherfucker for me, please? And then before he stuck like the quadriceps or the tongs, I didn't go to medical school, okay? Before he did the actual birth, he stuck a silencer up there. He was like, and then And then he pulled out the baby, and he was like, "I'm sorry, miss, your baby came out with 6 holes in it. I don't know what happened." These things just happen sometimes. Science, am I right? Anyway. Crazy. And I always get people asking me, like, "William, where, of all the places you went on deployment, where did you go?" I went to Cyprus, David Garcia, Bahrain, and Israel. And my favorite port was Israel. It was awesome. I'd go back to Israel in a heartbeat. The food was great, the history was awesome, and a pleasant surprise, everyone looked like a supermodel over there. Yeah, if I had the confidence then that I do now, I'd be married to an Israeli. And you bet your ass I'd be doing God's work, I'd be making all kinds of Jews right now. And I would get them into wrestling, and they'd be a tag team, they'd be called the New Jews, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're awesome, man. You know what I love most about that joke? Is that my German girlfriend hates that joke so much. I keep saying shalom, she's like, "Nein!" All right. What was that? Chapter 2? Chapter 3 in my autobiography. I am talking about my upbringing. I was raised with a drunk mom and a racist dad, and my biggest question growing up to myself was, which one's my favorite? And, you know, it's rough growing up with a racist dad because, you see, I'm Hispanic. When I was a kid, I was playing out in the street with my friends. I'm Hispanic. I had a white friend, a black friend, an Asian friend. We're all playing basketball in the street. And my racist dad races up the window, sticks his head out the window and shouts out, "Hey, look, it's the United Nations!" And he shuts the window. I was like, "Oh, gee, thanks, Dad. You just put an embargo on my fucking Pokemon trading cards." You know? But at some point, you have to deal with it because racism is wrong, it's fucked up, and you shouldn't do it. But, you know, sometimes you can't speak logic to someone that doesn't want to receive it. So sometimes you have to fight fire with fire, okay? So whenever my dad asks me, like, "Hey, William, are you dating someone?" And I'm like, yeah. He's always, like, he always says it with, like, a subtext of, like, hoping that's a Hispanic woman. And you see, I'm going to pause the story right here. My dad is, like, racist against Japanese people for what they did in World War II. It doesn't make sense. Not that racism should make sense, but, like, World War II happened when my dad was on top of my grandpa's balls, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So every time he asks me, like if I'm dating someone, I tell him every time, without fail, "I'm dating a Japanese woman, Dad." And then he starts having like a lemony snicket. Like, don't tell a submariner what bothers you. I will say what bothers you every single time, okay? So he was like, he started having like a lemony snicket look on his face where he was like, "Brr." You know, like the gears were grinding in his head. There's nothing sweeter than watching slowly drift into insanity, okay? And every time I tell him this story, I always flip my hair over so I look like the chick from The Grudge. I always look like the chick from The Grudge. So like when, and then as I'm telling the story to him, I'm like popping, locking towards him. Because it's a horror story to him. And then finally, like he finally gathers all the strength that he has to ask, "William, why are you dating a Japanese woman?" "Because, Dad, that gives me the opportunity to drop some pearl on her harbor." Boom! Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I've been William Wheeler. Give it up for your comics, Anne-Marie, Ticket Bartender.
Oh my God! Give it up for William Wheeler, everybody! My favorite part about this crowd is like, he brought up a dead mom joke, and you're always like, "Fuck no, we're not going there." But abortions and Jews, let's fucking go! Like a dying parent is inevitable, right? Anyone got dead parents in here? All right, I wasn't asking for a woo. Maybe happy your parent was gone. That's the next comic, by the way.